And because we're picking up the exact same things, we're passing on the same generational curse to our kids. So somebody got to be the change. And it's going to be you starting today. If you have a kid and you see your kid becoming a little bit more overweight, we're going to fix it today.
Hey guys, my name is Michelle, Anita,
Sarah,
Peyton, Talia, Jazz,
Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Product.
Period. You love to see.
Y'all already know what this is. It is Trehunna from Secret, and today what we're going to talk about is juvenile obesity. When people sign up on my program and then they see me talking about nutrition, they ask,
Trey, why do you give us all this information?
I grew up in a household where I thought when you get old enough, they cut off your legs. Why? Because both set of my grandparents had their legs cut off. A diabetic complication, which means what? We gotta cut off a ligament because this ligament is not receiving enough oxygen or circulation. I also grew up in a household where at one point in time, my mom was pre-diabetic, and then they told her,
Hey, to reverse this diabetes, all you need is some orange juice, get some oatmeal, put some brown sugar on top.
if you actually know what causes diabetes, that's the worst advice you can give to somebody who is facing that. Because we don't know about nutrition, we are only feeding our kid what we know. We don't want our kid to be overweight. We want our kid to be better than us. Yet, because we don't know anything about nutrition, now all of us is dealing with a little bit more health complications. We're all dealing with lifestyle diseases, which means what? All of these diseases could have been preventable if we knew better. Cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes, atherosclerosis. All of these things could have been prevented if you kind of knew better. On this video, I want to break down to you how, if you see your kid getting a little bit more overweight, what you can do today that you can start reversing that and they can start being healthier. Because I don't want this kid to grow up like me. I thought something was wrong with me. I was always in the big and tall section. I wasn't tall. I was the shortest kid in my class. I was growing up thinking that I was really big boned. I grew up thinking that, oh, I'm husky. This is just my body type. And this is just me. Yet I seen my sister and my brother, they were skinny. But now me thinking back, it all makes sense. It was the foods that I was eating versus the foods that they was naturally eating. 65% of calories that is going into a kid's mouth nowadays is coming from a processed food. Foods that come in a bag, box, or barcode. We are not cooking anymore. A lot of minorities, we know that we are always chasing a bag, right? We have kids, but we have to provide for these kids, which means what? Some of us, we gotta work one shift, sometimes two. And because that is the case, we're kind of leaving our kid to fend for themselves, but we provide them with a lot of snacks because we're not cooking. Because these are man-made snacks. And these snacks nowadays are bioengineered to make this kid want to eat more of it. There's a reason why you give kids some green beans nowadays. They're like, girl, I don't want no green beans. Give kids some broccoli, they're gonna push their plate. Why? Because you already exposed me to ice cream. I was a kid that grew up, I didn't want no eggs and bacon. I wanted cereal. Why? My dad used to work at Costco. He used to bring home all the cereals. So I didn't want real food. But now thinking back, my sister that I was referring to, all she ate was bacon and eggs. My sister, back in the day, she didn't eat cereal. She didn't eat a lot of man-made foods naturally. She was the type that wanted fruit. I was the type that I wanted ice cream. So these little decisions add up. But the thing is, your kid cannot eat any of these foods if it's not in their household. And last time I checked, you are the person that's providing all the foods in the household. Very first thing I need you to do is start changing out what they are drinking. I grew up in a household where I drank a lot of Hawaiian Punch. I grew up in a household where we drank a lot of Capri Suns. But when I went into more affluent households, sometimes they just so happen to be Caucasian. If I brought up Capri Sun, they didn't even know what the hell that was. At the end of the day, these drinks that taste amazing, right? We love these drinks. I'm drinking 1 to 2 to 3 Kool-Aid Jammers because it got a lot of sugar in it. So if a kid is starting to become a little bit overweight, it is really safe to say it's not gonna really be their genes. Genes only load the gun. Their lifestyle pulls the trigger. I can have a gun. If I don't pull the trigger, nothing happens. If we are putting our kids in an environment where they have a whole lot of snacks, which is loaded with sugar, and a whole lot of drinks that is loaded with sugar, is causing our body to release insulin, which is a storage hormone. When insulin is up, that tells our body to store energy, which means what? We're not burning fat. So if you're always in a storage state, your body cannot burn the fat at all. And now a lot of days our kids are not being active. But we're not even going to talk about the active part, because if we fix what they're putting in their mouth in the first place, they don't even got to be as active, even though it will be more conducive for them to be active. Instead of you having mods, have something like this. And what you want to really pay attention to is the label. If you see any drink that got over 10 grams of carbs or 10 grams of sugar and the serving size is only 8 ounces, it is trash. You do not want to have this in your household, because not only is it going to make you gain weight, it's going to make your kid gain weight. And you are bigger than your kid, which means your body can tolerate more calories. Your kid cannot. These calories matter. This kid needs proteins. Why? The building block of life is proteins. But if you're not giving your kid any protein, they're not going to grow. You're not going to really build their bones, and you're not going to help build their brain. Their brain also needs fat. Docosahexaenoic acid. That's coming from what? Omega-3s. We only get omega-3s from fish products on average and seeds, flax seeds, walnuts. We need to go back to eating more whole foods. And if you have kids, yeah, you can give them some pasta here and there. Yeah, they can have some pizza on a Friday. They should not be in a McDonald's line every single day. That is not real food. They need more of the burger, not the bun. They need more of the green beans, not the French fries, not any fried foods. So overall, you want to provide them drinks in a household that got close to 0 calories as possible. Like this Snapple, right? This is a 0 sugar Snapple. It is never on sale, but this basically is apple juice. They can drink as much as they want with this, but if I get a regular cup of Mott's, 8 ounces, that's about 120 calories and about 20 grams of carbs and 18 grams of sugar, which means that we didn't have to add the sugar, we just chose to. But you're not reading that, you're just reading the calories. Calories do not matter, ladies. The quality of that calorie matters. Make sure you're only getting juices that got no more than 20 calories, period. 2, swap out the breads and stuff. So we see breads, right? But you notice how this says Nature's Own. We all grew up on that. Light bread. Why is it light? Because this bread actually got a little bit more fiber to it. But because it got more fiber to it, it's not gonna be on sale as much. The reason why majority of the brands that we grew up on, why we even seen it in our household, our mom wasn't shopping for health. Our moms were shopping off budget. So if it didn't fit the budget, and I see this bread for 2 for $5, but this bread is $3 by itself, your mom just did one quick calculation. Hey, I can get 2 breads for $5, I'm gonna get this over that. But that's the start to us being a little bit more overweight. And because we're picking up the exact same things, we're passing on the same generational curse to our kids. So somebody got to be the change. And it's going to be you starting today. So I want you to start getting breads that has under 50 calories per slice. So this bread right now got 40 calories per slice. This bread also got about 3 grams of protein and under 7 grams of carbs per slice. You don't want that carb number to be over 10 grams. You don't want that sugar number to be over 10 grams. If it's over 10 grams, you should be telling yourself,
Hey, I can find better variation.
things like jelly. I like to have peanut butter and jelly, right? So if I have some sugar-free jelly, by the way, this brand is Nature's Hollow, Health Smart, apricot jelly. They got strawberry as well, by the way. Then now they can have the exact same things that we grew up on, that we love, but it's just better quality, which means now they're not going to gain as much weight. The reason why majority of the foods that we like makes us gain weight is not because this food is bad. It's because in America, you are allowed to just add a whole lot of added sugar to it for no reason. Now you don't even like it for the product. You love the taste because of the sugar in the product. So you need to watch out for the juices, but also anything that is man-made, you want that carb number under 10. You want that sugar number ideally under 10 as well. Last but not least, get your kids active again. You don't see kids playing outside anymore. A lot of people don't understand how important being outside is. You're getting vitamin D. And when you get vitamin D, your body's producing more nitric oxide. If you get more nitric oxide in your body, that's going to vasodilate your blood vessels, which means what? You're not going to have high blood pressure. You're not going to be diabetic. Why? Because the vitamin D from the sun is going to make you more insulin sensitive. If you're taking insulin right now, if you're taking metformin right now, if you're taking Wegovy or Ozempic, that means what? That means that you're not insulin sensitive. You can get that from the sun, but people don't go for walks anymore. So why not take your kid outside and y'all together go for a 30-minute walk around the track, or around the park, or around the apartment complex. And you're gonna start seeing that your kid is losing a little bit of weight and you are losing a little bit more weight. 1 out of 10 kids nowadays are diabetic. 4 out of 10 kids nowadays are pre-diabetic. And it's skewed more for minorities. So I'm not just talking about African Americans, I'm talking about Hispanic kids as well. Why? Because our parents are always working and we are kind of fending for ourselves, which means that,
hey, we don't know how to cook, we don't know how to use the stove, and I don't want to burn myself on this eye. Let me just go ahead and make a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
but the quality of the bread, the quality of the peanut butter, the quality of the jelly is not as ideal. But we're only picking up the brands that we're exposed to. If this message resonates with you, all I want you to do is drop your email below. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually send you a free nutrition e-course. Kids are having cancer faster than ever. And the only reason why is because 65% of their calories is coming from something that is man-made. If a man wasn't in a laboratory creating this, we would never see bread like this. We would just eat sourdough bread. But that means you gotta make it. Some households, 100% of the calories is coming from man-made things, which means that parent is not cooking at all, maybe because they don't have the time to. But at least if we have the better version of foods in the house, the kid can fend for themselves easier. The kid is not gonna grow with body image issues like I did. That's my why. Please cut out the juices. If you're gonna have soda in the household, make sure it's Coke 0. Sprite 0, Mountain Dew 0. Yes, soda is bad, but the 0 version is better than anyone that got the sugar in it. By the way, aspartame is not gonna kill you faster than sugar, y'all. Artificial sweetener is not gonna kill you faster than sugar, y'all. I promise you that. Once you do that, you're gonna start seeing next kid getting a little bit more healthier. They're gonna get better grades in school. They're not gonna have ADHD. Why? Because their brain can be more focused, because they don't got a lot of sugar running rampant in their bloodstream. Cool? Talk to you soon.